Muhammad ZHARIF ZAQUAN bin Muhammad ZULKEPLI, and I will present to you the first point about office problem when you always leave on time. My very first point is, if you always leave on time, your current work will be disrupted. Actually, it is okay for you to leave on time, but you also need to consider these two main things, which is the amount of your pending work and the due date for that work. If you always leave on time and at the same time many of your work is not done yet, this will lead to work disrupted. As mentioned before, you as an employee have the right to leave when the office hour end, but please consider the due date. For example, if your work is a group work, it means that without you, everyone cannot proceed with their work. Yes, you can do it within the office hour period, but who knows, even the office hour period is still not enough, and they were planning to make an overtime to finish it, but you cannot be there because you always leaving on time. This will make your colleagues feel uncomfortable with you because you must leave on time. Okay, now you understand the situation, right? Moving on to the next example, which is how you will be evaluated by your employer. You know, when someone is doing their best, surely they can easily get promoted, get higher income, getting praised by their employer, and else. What if your employer always saw you leaving on time? Surely your employer will not expect more from you because he might think that you were not capable to work overtime like other employees. Yeah, I am very sure if your company will have a financial crisis one day and they need to reduce the number of employees, then you will be one of them. This is because the company might think that you are a burden, not only for the company, but also for all of your colleagues.
Oh, yes boss. For sure boss. Everything is looking good as of now. Lepas ni saya akan panggilkan team members kita orang dan kita akan brainstorm and bincangkan all the ideas yang we have discussed just now lah. Tak ada masalah. Boleh bos. Bos tak payah worry lah benda ni. Petang ni juga kita boleh submit report ni. Okey bos. Boleh. Jo, Shasha, Izzuan. Aduh. Bos, esok boleh?
IZZATI, and I will present to you the second point of living on time. If you're living on time, you can get stressed from facing the traffic jam. Logically, yeah, it's true that living on time is good because you can arrive home early and get a long rest. But you need to know that most of the workers will end their work time at the same time with you, which is around 5 to 6 p.m. Malaysia is also known for its traffic jam, especially during a peak hour. In order for you to get rid of from the traffic jam, you can stay at the office for a few more hours. If you were trapped in jam, you will be stressed within. Imagine that you already have a long day at the office and now you need to face the traffic jam. This will not even help you to be free from the work stress. In fact, it will lead you to the stressful condition as you cannot arrive home early and get a long rest. Therefore, for me, it's actually a good idea for you to stay at the office and going back home a bit late. If you see this in bright side, there are a few benefits if you stay at the office for a while. First, you did not need to face the traffic jam that can make you stressed. Stress is actually not good for you as it will affect your physical and mental health. Next, you can settle down a few of your work even though the due date to submit it is not around. This is actually a good thing because you did not need to finish up the work in the last minute. In fact, you also did not need to burn the midnight oil to settle down to work later. Here is example of traffic jam. This man was trapped in traffic jam. He noticed that his lane was stuck while the lane beside him is keep moving. So that he decided to change the lane in hoping that the new lane is keep moving, so that he can arrive home early. But actually, he was make the wrong decision. So he changed back to his old lane. But the situation is same and not changed. He is very...
Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad IMRAN bin HARJAR MYDIN, and I will present to you on the next point. Some said that we need to go out from our comfort zone, because if we stay there for a long time, it will be detrimental for us. Same goes to our daily routine. We always leave from work on time, we will not be ready for any unexpected situation. Overtime is not compulsory, and employees can refuse to work overtime, but they cannot refuse to work overtime if the work is required to be done as soon as possible. If you always leave on time and never work overtime, it will be an unusual situation for you. If there is any work, when this happens, you will experience an unusual health situation of numerous mental, physical, and social effects that will make you feel burdened with it. It will affect your productivity and efficiency due to abnormal work and sleep. Experience it, as it will help you to develop new skills such as multitasking, time management. In our life, we need to accept changes, as nothing lasts forever. The only way for us to develop and grow is through changes. After all, it is not about how many hours you had experience over time, but how effective you accomplish your work. Life is all about experience. Past experience shape the person you are today, but your new experience can shape the person you will. If your employer needs you to put some extra time on your work, you should carry out the work as it is your duty. That is why you should not always leave on time and try to change the way you think, because change is painful in the beginning but worth it in the end.
You know, when you always leave on time, you will be less socialized with your colleagues. Okay, imagine if your office hour end at 5 p.m. and by that time you are already driving your car back to your home while your colleagues are hanging out together at a restaurant. During the conversation, surely one of them will ask about your absence. Yeah, if you never hang out with them, they will make fun of you. Let us say only a few of them knew about your leaving on time attitudes, but it turns out that everyone in the company know about it. Actually, hanging out after office hour has ended is not a formal situation. Yeah, just talk with them, know them better is enough. This will make you feel more comfortable when you work on the next day. So, if you do not spend your time with them, the next day will be the same. For example, you need help from one of your colleagues, but you did not know who have the ability to help you. So, you need to ask everyone whether they can help you or not. This is a time-consuming method. What if you hang out with them and you know everyone's background and you can just go straight to that person in order for you to ask for their helps? So, you need to become a more socialized person and hang out with them consistently. It is good enough if you can join them twice a week in order for you to become more socialized. So, remember that Rome was not built in a day.
Team game, so clearly. What's that guy's problem? Oh, he literally always does this. I honestly don't even know why he comes. It's so weird. Okay.
All right, so I guess I'll take first pick.
Yeah, go for it, go for it.
Zach.
Jay.
Kevin. Let's get it. All-star team, baby. Let's get it, fellas. Let's get it.
Listen, bro, the teams are even, so there's no room for you. Sorry.
Okay, now move on to the second last point, which is living on time will make you become a rigid person. If you live on time, you will not be a time flexible person because you will always live on time. This actually can lead you to do the same in any occasions. Not time flexible persons here means that when you usually live on time, you will make sure that on the next day you will be back from office early. If you are a rigid person, this will make getting harder for others. For example, if they want to ask you for some help regarding office work, it's a bit hard for them to reach you. Imagine that there is a big project that needs you and your colleague to work together as a team. Besides, all of you need to stay at the office for a few couples of hours. This will be getting harder and out of the control because you will live on time like usually. When this happens in future, your colleague will make a report to your employer about you being selfish. Hence, your reputation will be affected. Others will make assumptions and judge you in future, and your relationship with others will become strained. The worst part is when your colleague will not friend with you and do not want to help you when you are in need. Actually, becoming a rigid person is not good since we were living in a developing country. Therefore, be an open-minded person and see a bigger picture of it. Here is example of become a rigid person. This is Anna. And this man was Kevin, Anna's colleague. Kevin is asking Anna for some help, but Anna refused to help him with the reason that she is busy. But the truth is, she wants to back from office early like usual. This is not a good example to be followed. We need to help each other when they're in need.
Last but not least, living on time can make you overthink. This is because if you live on time, you will tend to remember the work that you have not finished yet. When we live on time, it does not mean that we had done our task. Let's say the employer had given you a task and you are required to submit it within a week. It must be completed by using a software that only available at the office. Since the task must be completed within a week, it is a must for you to work overtime. Imagine if this happens during the end of the week, which is on Friday. You will overthink on how to finish it during weekend. You need to manage your time wisely. For example, spend another 1 hour after work every day to finish. It is important for you to prepare yourself physically and mentally before you go back home. Usually, people will not bring their works to their home because they did not want to burden themselves. So, they need to finish them no matter what. What if you start on overthink? Long hours of overthinking, tight deadlines, and ever-increasing demands can let you feel worried, drained, and overwhelmed, which will lead to stress. This kind of situation can also lead to another problem, such as you will not be feeling well and will cause you to become more stressed. You can lose your focus during your working time due to overthink, since it can make you physically and mentally tired. In your mind, you will only think on finishing your work without even care of the quality of it. At the end of the day, if you still decide to leave on time, it will result in late submission of work, since you will be behind the schedule.